Alrighty, welcome to What the Work, Episode 3. I'm your host, Ryan Hankis. Today I have regional salesman.
Uh,
How did you say it?
Area sales.
Area salesman,
Area
my bad.
sales director.
Area sales director for bread company. My friend Chris Wyatt. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good, good.
How are you?
Good, doing real good. You got your beer with you, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Here, cheers, man.
Cheers.
This is the first one after I had the episode go live, so pretty excited about this. Always gotta keep the tradition of opening the beer right in the beginning. So you sell bread?
I do.
Yes, all over to certain stores.
All over. Big chain accounts, Costco's, Ralph's.
Okay.
All those fun things.
Big grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah.
So now, do you have a certain region you do?
Yeah. So I just recently relocated, so now I do West LA. So anywhere from downtown LA to Malibu, over, down to Redondo and that sort of area. So
Nice. All right.
a lot of traffic.
Well, let's go back to the beginning. So, first of all, when you were younger, did you think you were going to be doing this?
No.
I mean, I think that's what most of the people say.
Yeah.
Because let's go from the beginning. What'd you graduate with?
I graduated with a communications degree.
Okay.
And I kind of like to say I graduated playing soccer. That was.
That's right. You're captain of the team, right?
That was mostly what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I grew up in a family that was always in the grocery business. I mean,
Yeah, my dad was in it too. Your dad was in it. I think that's kind of how they met, actually,
yeah.
right?
Well, it's part of it, yeah.
Part of it, yeah.
Other than me and you, but yeah.
One sold bread, one sold cheese, right? No, I was wondering.
Make the perfect sandwich.
Yeah. I always wondered about that, actually. If I don't know if that had any influence in like how you kind of got it, because you had another job too, or other jobs that were food related.
Well, yeah, beverage. I worked in the beverage industry, so I worked for Hanson Soda, which is the natural soda owned by Monster. But
I forgot about that one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so for a lot of it is kind of geared towards distribution.
Yeah.
So it's just how, where the product's made, how it gets delivered to stores, and that whole process. And it's a lot different between beer, soda, bread, whatever. So.
Yeah, no, totally understand. So, because then you were at what lemonade? What's the lemonade called?
Yeah, Hubert's Lemonade.
Hubert's. I remember you had that awesome van you drove around for that one.
Yeah,
so.
it's actually launched that brand. I was the first person to sell it.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Was it that new?
Uh-huh.
See, I remember it being new. I didn't know it was like.
Yeah, so I went around and cold called on stores.
How was that?
It was pretty fun after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would just sell it in, and then when they wanted to buy it, I created my own routes. So I had, all these accounts, and then we took those accounts and sold it to a distributorship.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have sales reps that sell your product.
Yeah.
Distribute it. It's kind of a
Yeah.
long-winded story of how things get moved around to different stores.
Well, I didn't know it was that new actually until you just said that. When I mean, I see it in the 7-Elevens, the grocery stores, and the refrigeration aisle and stuff as like a normal drink or whatever. So.
Well, it's funny because they have diet now, which is. I tried to tell them to do that forever, and they said it was too expensive. now it's a good thing that they have it.
If only they would have listened to you from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the ultimate goal in college was to go pro in soccer, huh?
That faded pretty quickly.
Hey, I think
you start seeing people that you're like, okay, they're pro.
Yeah. I remember doing that in track too. There's
Yeah.
no way you're gonna.
I know. No, in college, I'd originally started out. I wanted to be a teacher for special ed, but it was just so. I think it was too young.
Yeah.
To actually put all my beans in that basket.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I went to communications, because a lot of those units transfer over. So if I did want to go back, I wouldn't have to start the whole program over.
Okay, so you did
That made
start.
sense.
You did start in that then.
Yeah,
huh?
so I
didn't
started
know that
in
either.
liberal studies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I just wasn't prepared to start taking every course that would lead me to one path.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
Yeah.
things take their course and you end up somewhere weird and
selling lemonade or
Yeah,
Hanson's
selling
or
lemonade
whatever.
and-
So, but yeah, no. So you're So bread salesman. So what? So what do you go? What is like a day in the life of? So you now you're in LA, and I know you live in Southern Orange County. So
Yeah,
it's a nice.
It's a long drive, but the good thing is bread business starts really early.
Yeah. Does it mean it ends early too?
I got guys at the warehouse right now splitting bread to be delivered tomorrow.
Wow, 7:05 right
and,
now.
some of the guys that I manage will get to the warehouse around 12 to start loading their trucks. 12 or 1 in the morning.
In the morning, so it's really a 24-hour thing.
Pretty much.
I mean, I guess that's
like I said. I was getting calls.
Yeah, I know.
10 minutes
like
before this.
Hey, if you gotta go on the phone, man, doesn't bother me. So
no, it was an issue I've been dealing with all week, so I'm finally. I think done handling it.
Yeah. So you're out of LA. You're working there. You're working weekends too.
Saturdays I work.
Yeah. Every Saturday.
Yeah, for me it's not so integral, but there's just some paperwork that needs to be done. Inventory management, things like that in the warehouse that need to be taken care of. Saturdays are kind of a hard day to walk into stores and sell things.
Yeah.
So you're basically putting out fires and making sure everything runs right.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
So, no, that's the bread business. That's funny.
So I have Wednesdays and Sundays off right now.
Oh, okay. So you do have 2 days. It's just not weekend days.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I still get calls on Wednesday morning.
You gotten calls at like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning too, right? 24 hours, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
intense.
always answer those, but. I'm just kidding. You have to wait for the message.
Yeah. So, I mean, you do a lot of traveling though, huh?
A lot of driving.
A lot of driving.
So I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts.
That's why I thought you'd be a perfect candidate. Like I said, I was telling you beforehand, you're kind of one of the reasons why I kind of got into it and stuff.
Yeah.
Recommended me to one, and then the same week I had another friend tell me about it too, and oh, boom, got influenced.
Kind of change your life,
Here
especially with some of the different podcasts. I think that format's really blowing up, and it's pretty interesting to hear people talk with, whether it's a comic or Neil deGrasse Tyson or someone that is just someone that you don't listen to all the time or you don't know much about, and then you realize that they have a podcast and you start listening to their podcast, and it just
it's just
I
never
have
ending.
So many podcasts on my phone, it's ridiculous. So whenever I run out of whatever I've been listening to now, there's always a fallback.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. It's I feel like getting a little late in the game with this one, but it's like I was saying with you, it's really actually easier than I thought it was going to be.
It's not late in the game. I've had a grand idea of creating my own radio station.
Yeah?
Well, AM though. So talk about a dead art.
What was it?
Guerrilla radio.
It was Joe Rogan one they were talking about.
Oh, really?
That, how they're like, how does AM still survive and stuff? But it's always going to be there.
Yeah, because technically you can put radio waves in the air for free. But
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I think, well, if you ever do one, let me know.
I will. It'll mostly just be music.
Mm-hmm.
Because the music is so bad on the radio now.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I get you. So many ads and everything like that too.
Just
So
repeat.
Yeah. No, that'd be really cool if you did that. So from a bread salesman to radio show host, maybe, huh?
Yeah. Maybe I'll advertise the bread on the radio show.
There you go. Your number one sponsor, right?
Come down and buy some Wonder Bread.
So what kind of bread do you sell, by the way? I don't even know if you want to say the label or what the brand is, I guess.
Well, we have, a lot.
Okay, so
bread.
It's not just one type of bread.
Yeah, so it's
not like you're in charge of.
I'll try and say it in layman's terms and pretty simply. We are almost like an umbrella company.
Mm-hmm.
So we own a lot of different brands, and then we own the baking facilities and all those rights. So my company bakes the bread, and then we'll ship it out to our warehouses, where essentially through handhelds and all that stuff, the distributors are independent owners. So they own their own distributorship. So they don't work for me.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So they own a territory, and all of the stores inside their territory are their customers.
Okay. So it's
So
very regional, like as in
yeah,
map. You draw a line. This is my store, kind of thing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And when a new store opens up, it's always on a border, and
Yeah.
you
Battle
gotta
for it.
divvy it up. Yeah, but some guys are like, oh, I already have 15 stops, and I don't need to add another 2 hours to my day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of an interesting position in that I kind of want to be careful, but I manage these guys that are independent owners of their own business.
Okay. Yeah.
So they don't work for me.
Yes, but
So
they're
there's like weird legalities and
kind of
things.
like they do, but they don't, kind of thing.
Yeah, we work together.
Yeah. Okay.
We work together because the more bread they sell, the more money they make.
Hmm. And then how does that
And
affect you, though?
The more bread they sell, the more money our company makes.
Okay.
Because
If only it was the
Or
more
they're
they sold, the
producing-
more you made, right?
Yeah, I mean, I see a little bit of it, but not
yeah.
like what they do.
Because is it commission for you at all? I don't even.
Yeah, there's commission, like, but it's all quarterly based.
Okay.
And there's different categories of bread, whether it's organic, pan bread, and then there's cakes.
Mhm.
We do like ding dong type stuff.
Okay.
Honey,
Hostess
honey
kind of
bun.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Good stuff.
Yeah, I know it's your favorite.
I have my sweet tooth. Yeah.
I know.
Well, yeah. So, do you do like the delivery of all that too as well?
No, so I don't deliver it, which is kind of nice. But yeah, so I make sure that the guys get what they had ordered on their truck, and if they don't get it, I try and find it, or I'm adjusting from the bakery to get stuff added.
So you really are like the communication between these different, like the baker, the distributor, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and
sounds
the
like.
different customers. So
Okay.
every store, and they have my number.
Yeah.
They call me or my boss, and then
Yeah.
I get a call.
Well, you're actually, I mean, for having a communications degree, you really are doing a lot of communicating.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And
It doesn't ever seem like it works out that way
No,
for
I
them.
know, and it's
so.
kind of funny. Well, yeah, it's an interesting spot to be in.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, where you're at, do you need the degree? Or was it necessary? Or is it more just like, did you have a degree, here's the paper, and didn't really matter what it was in kind of thing?
I would say it definitely helped, but I don't think that they require. I mean, I'm sure you could get with a lot of hard work, you can get up there, but it kind of helps
Oh, wow.
jump through a few
Yeah.
hoops, as you will. I mean,
I know most of the jobs, I was talking to my brother about it too. It's like, it's just that piece of paper saying I've done this, and that automatically puts you above other people for that reason.
yeah, you
so.
kind of get a little bit of help that way.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but they're not like, what did you graduate in? It's
Yeah.
What's your business analysis look like? I could still use some work on Excel, but
I know it's all the simple Microsoft stuff is when you really need it the most. It seems
Yeah.
like, but
I know I remember I cheated on that test in college.
oh, the good old college test, huh? So you've been doing this for how long now?
About 4 years.
Okay, but you haven't been in the same location, or at least you've changed. You said.
Yeah, so I started out at like what you would call like a sales specialist, and so I worked strategically with Ralph's
Okay.
on our side and putting together programs, but also helping out Ralph's employees.
Yeah.
So it was like this weird liaison, another position where you're communicating with 3 different people and making sure everything is running smoothly
Yeah.
on their side and our side. So, and then I moved into this position now where I'm dealing with every chain you can think of that's in my area.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's goofy ones that are like dollar stores.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! So you go from like Costco's and stuff to dollar stores and stuff
Pretty
too.
much,
So,
yeah.
wow, that's a lot. So are you like when you go into work? Are you going to an office? You're staying there and communicating all day, or you actually go into like the different stores and stuff too?
I do both.
You do
So
both? Okay.
yeah, I kind of go in and make sure everything, because every morning there's damaged product, so you got to deal with that. Because our company covers so much
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
and if people are saying that stuff is damaged when it's not, like there's those little accounting
Mm-hmm.
things that are going on, and then
The little things, yeah.
yeah, just those little things, and kind of doing all that, and get through some paperwork, and then I'm off to stores, either putting out fires because someone didn't get something, or they want a display, or
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do when I walk into a store is help these distributors sell more bread.
Yeah, yeah. I love getting the Snapchats from you. Another bread aisle, basically.
Oh, yeah. All day.
Bread all day. So
Yeah, but it is kind of fun being able to get out on the road and check a few different stores, be in different areas, and
yeah. Well, I mean, it's
and
cool.
you get to see a lot of different trends of what sells where and
Yeah.
what doesn't.
I mean, even you were right in the Malibu area after the fires. Those are some cool
Oh, yeah.
pictures you showed
I
me
know.
and stuff. So
They had some mudslides today.
I can imagine this is the most rain I've seen in a long time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so crazy. But yeah. So you meet a lot of people doing all this. I'm guessing then, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of good
Yes.
connections and stuff.
I think so. I
Cool.
mean,
Or it's like you said, the food industry is very, like, it's big, but you know people who know people, I guess, huh?
yeah.
Kind of we were saying with our dads
You-
and stuff.
I was gonna say it just as well as just how many people did your dad know?
Yeah.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
So
I guess from
it's
what
a
you're
small world.
what you're saying, it makes sense. You're not just at a desk all day. You're out. You're in.
You're meeting customers. You're meeting people from other companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing resets
Mhm.
when they reset the whole bread aisle.
Yeah.
So then all the other bread companies get together and we sit there with the schematic and
I know. It's a schematic of literally of like 3 or 4 sections of shelves and stuff.
yeah.
I remember working at CVS doing those kind of things, and as simple as that sounds, it's way
It's-
more intense
it
than
can
it
be
really
It
is.
can be painstaking. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, here's 4 resets. Go do this today." You're like,
God. Yeah.
run into one wrong thing.
Yeah,
It'll
like
be a
even if
4-hour
it's
store.
yeah, it's literally like if it's not lined up perfectly, and the loaf of bread or whatever won't fit in
Yeah.
there, and you have to set it all after you've done it all.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's just it's interesting how particular that stuff is can be, and people don't understand how particular
Oh, we take for granted that
little
the
cus-
shelves are aligned a certain way so that you can fit the maximum amount on a
Oh,
shelf
yeah.
or whatever.
and stores have a certain way that their tag is placed.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these different things, and every store's different too, so they all run a little different.
So you really gotta know, yeah, all those little things, and then like you say, it changes from store to store, huh?
Yeah, because one store, the store manager is the decision maker, the other one's the receiver, and
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite store you like selling to?
Rouse only because I've been in them for so long.
Yeah.
So I kind of know that. I know their whole process. I know who to talk to and
Yeah.
how to get it done.
Yeah, we're a big fan of Ralph's here. We like it.
Yeah.
They're a little. Fortunately, they're not the closest grocery store, so we don't really use them all the time. But
What do you guys have in Albertsons right now?
Vaughn's is
Vaughn's.
right down the street. Not
Yeah,
bad,
it's all
but
the same.
I feel like-
Albertsons, Vaughn's, Pavilion.
yeah, it is right. It's all the
Yeah,
same. See those
uh-huh.
little things you don't know and stuff. So
That's another funny thing too. Is like direction wise.
yeah,
We're all from California, so everyone likes to talk about directions. and
yeah, it's true.
how you get places,
the
but-
405 to
yeah.
the 91.
But my thing is like, oh, there's a Ralph's right there. Like, there's a Whole Foods on that corner of Orange and whatnot. And you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know where you're talking about
yeah,
now.
yeah.
I-
Make a
that's-
left at the pavilions.
It's
or
like
whatever.
my MapQuest is stores.
That's funny. No, everyone's got their thing. Some people use north and south. Some people use landmarks. Some people
Yeah.
just street names. I'm kind of like somewhere in between all because sometimes it's
Looking
like
at my phone.
yeah. I mean, if the phone doesn't tell me where, I'm pretty much lost though when it comes to that. So
Oh yeah, and I had a stint with FedEx Express for a while, so driving in directions.
yeah,
was
I mean,
kinda
you
up
did.
my
How long
alley.
were you doing that for?
I did that for a little over a year.
Late year? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was.
It was fun.
I could imagine you do a lot of driving doing that one.
And you're not allowed to be on your phone.
Mm-hmm. Strict with that, I'm assuming. Well, wait, okay. So how do you know directions though? Like, do you just set it beforehand, GPS, or are you supposed to just know?
You're supposed to kind of just know, but
Really?
they have a map that prints out. So
Okay. I always wondered that. Like,
They're-
they're just so like quick on it and just.
and so that kind of goes back to like it'll integrate with the whole distribution chain of let's just say from a bakery to this depot to this depot to this guy to a store, and then from the store to your house, like this whole thing. But it's the same thing with like FedEx. Like the second someone scans something, it gets thrown to a computer with a route number and all these different things. And then you go over and you get a sheet with all your stops on a sheet, but it's literally, I mean, it's like 1998 MapQuest little blobs everywhere. So you're just you get used to 6771. You know, that's on the right side of the street, so just keep your eye out for that kind of thing.
Well,
So
I mean, it just reminds me of like God, when we were younger, back when going someplace new, you had to go on MapQuest, print out the directions. And if you took a wrong turn, well, good luck getting back to where you were.
I think it's funny is I recently started doing that again.
Really?
Yeah, just because, you know, I'm sitting at a computer before I go out, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to these 5 spots. So I'll just put them into MapQuest and, like, route it to the way I want it to, because you can mess with it easier.
Yeah.
And I'll just print out that one little page, and I'll still use my phone if I need to. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever, but I have a list of the most efficient way to do it.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm sure there's an app or there's a way to do it.
It's funny how it goes back to that. I'll let the puppy in real quick. Hold on. Okay, you can join her. Carl's biting to the bullet to be in here with us, so here he is. Hey, old man. All right. In a second, I'm sure he'll want to go back out too. But no, I saw some pretty cool stuff you're doing recently. So you've been in the beer making business a little bit.
I wouldn't say business.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been brewing beer like home brew for quite some while. We made our own little rig and then got rid of it, and now have a little tiny whatchamacallit grain master that we can do little batches with. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
It's a fun way to drink beer, even if it's not good.
So the one thing that really caught me, you sent me a picture. You were in the boat in the middle of the ocean at night, and it was shrimp fishing, right? Or
lobster.
Lobster. Okay.
Yeah, we were just trapping lobster.
Is the reason for that is just it's best at nighttime?
Yeah, that's kind of when they're out feeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bottom feeders. I don't understand why they're so expensive. Stupid. Like they literally just eat poop.
They eat the poop in the trash, right?
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
like
it doesn't make sense why they're so sought after. I mean, they're good. But
yeah. No, I get you.
You're just eating like a rock, like a shell of poop. Like that is kind of funny.
That's pretty much it, though. Yeah. But no, that was really cool. But yeah, so job's going well. One that just pays the bills, or
yeah, for the most part right now. I've been kind of keeping my ear to the ground for a few different things, just because this drive from South Orange County to basically LAX gets pretty brutal.
What time do you leave in the morning?
Anywhere from like 3 to
the fact you said 3.
4:30. Yeah, depends on what's going on.
Man,
like, some days are really early for events or things, and some days are a little bit more relaxed. But there's always something that comes up that you think you have an easy day, and it extends.
Is this a company car you got?
I wish.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, that's a lot of miles in the car. But 3 and more. Just the fact that it's 3. I mean, I know those 2 people go to bed.
Oh, I know. Just waking up, trying to.
Yeah. No. Well, makes me. I don't even want to keep you here too much longer just for that reason. So
it's fine. It's fine. You learn. I don't need 8 hours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've over the years learned that too as well. So
yeah, you just start to become a morning person a little bit, but
I think that just comes with age, really. Like I always wondered like how our parents did it when we were younger, but like the more and more time goes on, I just see it more. You know, like it just makes more sense. You don't waste the day and.
Trying to sleep in is like 8:30.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is now. Like
I think I slept till 9:30 the other day on Sunday, and I was like pissed. Like what? The whole day's gone.
That's
like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like a late day will be setting an alarm for like maybe 7:30, wake up at 8 or something like that kind of thing.
Something where you don't have to get up. You just kind of slowly roll around.
Yeah, I'm the same way. If I get up like past 9. Just day's wasted.
Yeah, I gotta do something. Gotta go sell some bread.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't realize you're that busy on the weekends and too with the bread and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, if you think
Is it-
about it, Saturday is a big shopping day.
Yeah,
Friday, Saturday.
you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
It's,
Yeah, busy on the weekends and stuff. Yeah, but oh, good benefits, anything like that, or is that just any
yeah,
job? I guess really.
it's like any job, I think, with, you know,
So-
eye care.
Yeah. Would
Dental.
you recommend what you do to anyone? Like anyone like, I mean, let's put it this way: if you lived a lot closer to your office or wherever, would it be a lot easier to do? And-
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's the hard thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like podcasts, so I like to sit in my car and listen. And it's kind of,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, sometimes if it's a rough day, it's nice to have that hour to relax by yourself
Mhm.
and not have to talk to people at home or, you know,
Yeah.
deal with the chores at home. You
Right.
kind of have like an hour to relax and calm yourself and get back to like a neutral zone where but yeah, no, I think if you would like, you know, a fast pace, something that's always changing, no day is the same. I
Mhm.
mean, you could go into a week thinking I'm going to do this day, this day, this day,
Mm-hmm.
and it changes
Yeah.
from the second you walk in. It's just like, you know, someone calls you about something else, and then all your priorities get shifted. And so, I mean, it's a balancing act, and it's exciting in that way,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not going to an office every day, that's for sure. Just
Yeah,
staring at a computer. huh?
Exactly, and I do have that freedom, which is one thing I do love about this kind of career is I don't have to clock in and clock out.
That is really nice. I know.
I mean-
that's a big difference. A lot of people is.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like salary, you never like clock in, clock out, but so you do put in days that are 10, 12 hours or whatever it is, but then you also have when things are okay, like you can go home at, you know, a decent hour
Yeah.
or you know, you're not sitting there waiting for the
Yeah.
for the hour to click
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can go home. It's like if you get all your stuff done, you can go home.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays we all have a computer, we all have a smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you do leave or whatever, like, I can still send emails. I still
work.
go home and open up my computer if I need to do something, but
Mhm.
it's, you know, it's not needing to be in the office is
Yeah.
kind of a nice thing.
That was really cool. Cause how was well, let's say like how was I don't know if technology has really changed it, but like in the last few years or something. I mean, I know back in the day where it was all done on paper, now it's all on computers. Like, has that changed a lot? Have you been able to see any of that like kind of
So
occur?
I didn't see a lot of it, but I know a lot of guys that have been in the business forever.
Yeah.
And I've talked to them about it, and you know, kind of how they used to do their bread orders and all that stuff was pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
And you come back and input it. And now we have handhelds,
Yeah.
and we just got some new handhelds.
Yeah.
So that's what I was telling you. We're going to be doing some training here next week. I think I set it up, and we got some
Oh.
new Android type.
Okay. When you say handhelds, are you talking about like a phone or is it like the scanner thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like a scanner thing, but these ones are small. I mean, what are they, like the iPhone 10s or whatever?
That's what they are.
Well, they're not. They're thicker than that, but it's
Okay.
an Android system. It's
Okay.
just like I was just looking for like a size.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so they're pretty
it's-
small
I
and-
guess no modern cell phone.
Yeah, high
Okay.
tech,
Mm-hmm.
a little thicker, but yeah. So it's just because they need to scan different items, and you know, there's the whole shrink, which is all the stale stuff. Because the whole goal of us is the whole goal is, you know, to provide the freshest bread
Yeah.
to our customers. So, you know, there's always that day of when you pull the bread off the shelf and, you know, all that different stuff.
Yeah, yeah, no, of course. So,
It's a lot of intricacies, and it's kind of an interesting world once you step into it,
yeah,
because you don't realize you're just like, oh, why is this, you know, I'm just buying a loaf of bread.
I know. And all the stuff
But
that
you
goes
don't
into
realize the different colors, the
that goes
different
with, I
dates.
guess, all the food too, right? Then,
Yeah,
yeah.
for the most part.
I
Yeah.
remember even just working at CVS, right? First thing we did in the morning was check all the expiration dates and the.
Julian code.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to read some of them too.
I have a Julian code app.
Do you really?
Because you can just put in the numbers and it'll show
What
you.
was it? I think a lot of the candies, like M&Ms and stuff, they had like ones where it was right, like
It's like
J15
yeah,
or something like
They
that.
have all these weird dates. The lemonade I did had a Julian code, but I mean, those were like a year expiration.
Yeah, it was mostly the
The bread now is 5 days.
bread and
So, I mean,
pastries and
yeah,
stuff
it
was the bad
turns-
one.
It turns quick.
Hmm. Yeah, for that reason, it's a lot harder for you guys, I would think, because you're inputting, outputting so much more than like candy or something like that. Where candy is good for a full year or two or whatever.
And so like another thing at my depot or warehouse, whatever you want to call it, is I have a section where all that damaged or the bread that's brought back that's just not as fresh. It's not something that we're going to sell to a customer, but it's still good bread. So I have a few churches that come in and they'll take bread and do community
that's cool.
different food programs. And then I also have a bigger company that comes in and grabs bread. So, and the food bank, like there's 3 or 4 different people that we're shipping bread off to. It doesn't just go in the trash.
Well, that's really good. I know I was always been wondered like what happens to it, because obviously not everything gets sold ever and stuff. So it's like one of those things you wondered like, does it just go in the trash and stuff? But that's really cool knowing that's like being used for that reason and stuff too. So
yeah, and that's one of those like standards that we hold as a company of selling the freshest bread. So like
that's hard competition, I would think, because
Yeah.
everyone's just it's baking them and selling them right away. So, but you almost do see it from what do you call from bakery. You said you were kind of dealing with some of the bakers, and then that
yeah, it's baked in Modesto for the most part.
Yeah.
Depending on the bread, but yeah. So I mean, they bake it, ship it. Like I got a truckload in today at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
fresh from the baker, basically.
Yeah, and that's getting split up and that's ready to be basically put on a truck at whenever the guys get in from, like I said, 12 midnight to 4 or 5 in the morning.
Wow.
Whenever they get in.
Wow.
So that was our first one, and we'll have another one come in tonight. So
Yeah.
it's kind of all around.
Yeah. 'Cause the only real experience I ever had was when I was at CVS. We had like the distributors come in and like, like it was one thing was all the general product that comes in with like the CVS trucks, but you also do have like the little ones like the pastry aisle, the bread aisle, because one, that's the fresh stuff that's only in it. Or like the ice cream had its own one and stuff too. Dairy, the milk guy, even the Iceman was another one too.
Oh, yeah, it makes me think when you're talking about dairy. I think you'll like this aspect of it. It's pretty interesting. And I don't know like how much I can really say about it, but there's a lot of like different theft things that go on.
Really?
And so do you know why on milk cartons or milk crates, like the box that you get like gallons of milk in?
Okay.
The plastic thing?
Yeah. You can stack them, right? The things that you stack.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
If it's like 6-gallon jugs, I think, in one or something.
Something like that. Yeah. You know why there's that metal bar around it?
No, why?
It's to prevent theft. So people will steal that because of the plastic, and they'll throw it into grinders and grind that plastic up into little tiny pellets and then sell it to China.
No way.
And then China melts the plastic and then makes the milk carton again and sells it back.
Are you serious?
So those metal things around them are meant to destroy the grinders.
Really?
Yeah, they screw up the grinder. So
yeah, I've seen those grinders that like intense, you just throw whatever in.
So that's
stuff.
what that is to
really
prevent people from doing it.
Because I do know
So we have that with our trays.
Really?
So like a bread tray.
Same thing.
Yeah, people like to steal them, and I'm not gonna go say how much they are, but
yeah,
Yeah, it's another side of the business that you're like, I never ever
of it.
thought that
Yeah.
was even
It's
a
just
thing.
part of
It just-
design of it or
yeah.
something. Wow, so that's why, huh? Yeah, because I mean, I did know. I remember reading articles like how much money over there they make from basically buying our trash for the most part,
And then selling it
and
back
then
to
selling
us.
it right back to us and stuff. But oh, stupid Siri, God, you're so dumb. I have no idea why. But yeah, wow, that's crazy. So that's why though, just to prevent that, huh?
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's built because it's like it's built into it and stuff like that. So you're right, you throw it in. And...
yeah. Well, just that metal will screw up whatever blades are in the grinder, but we don't have that. So my company, when we run out of trays, we have to buy them from someone. And where's the cheapest spot to buy them? The people that melt our own plastic and make the mold.
You don't want to be helping the people that stole it from you, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, that's just
Yeah, we had a meeting with a personal investigator. It's pretty interesting.
really. Wow, that's like actually a common thing. Then we'll say, huh?
Yeah, per year there's a lot of money that is lost because of tray theft, and plastic theft.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, who would have thought in the bread or food business that would be like
Upwards of a couple million.
wow, really?
Yeah,
Wow, in the trays.
yeah.
Just to melt it, not even melt it, put it in pieces, chop it up, and
Ship it to
ship it to China or whatever. Huh?
China. No, I don't know if it's just China. It's overseas.
Wherever,
Yeah.
wherever they do. I know it's definitely in Asia somewhere though, but one of those countries. Wow, I never would have thought that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny little thing. So if you ever see a bunch of trays sitting in the back of a store, call me. I'll make sure they get picked up by other people.
Oh man, the little things you don't think of, I guess.
I know.
But
Okay.
yeah. Oh, here I get you. What do you want? You got it. All right.
Yeah, so how you been liking this podcast thing?
So far, so good. Like I said, this is interesting with you because it's the first one after launching it. You know, like or
Actually,
making
after
it live
putting
and
it
stuff.
live.
So, the first two were done, recorded before I even did the whole podcast thing.
Oh, okay.
So, and yeah, to be honest, like I said as earlier,
And you had your brother on.
had the brother, had the Navy guy, Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, goal is what to work. So every type of work, whether it's exciting, ordinary, extraordinary, cool, boring, whatever, I want it all. So, because
We'll have to get the guy at the beginning of a concert who counts how many people come in.
I was really thinking of that too. Like just even those, just every job. How'd you get to where you were at and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's going well so far. Had a few comments. Some people saying things. Some I agree with. Some I don't agree with. So, but I mean, yeah. Let me get your. Excuse me. Whew. All right. Oh, bye, Harley. Actually, one of the ones I came up was, you think this is too long, being like an hour and a half long on average? Well, I say average out of 2 episodes so far, but
No, I don't think that there's anything that you should think of
time-wise.
Time-wise.
Yeah.
That's kind of the good thing about a podcast and what you're doing is, it's free to kind of do what you want to do.
Yeah.
If it's only going to be a 20-minute podcast, it's only going to be a 20-minute podcast.
Yeah.
But if it becomes interesting and you end up talking for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously what's interesting. So
Yeah.
that's what I like is that there's no restrictions.
Mhm.
You don't have to pause for commercial. You don't have to.
Yeah. Let me let the
Yeah.
dog out real quick.
No worries.
No, and they make it so easy on your phone, so like you literally just pick up right where you left off too, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like even if you've been closed out of the app or whatever and stuff too. So
Yeah,
But-
no, I think it's really cool what you're doing.
yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you coming on
It's
here
a
and
neat
stuff. So
concept for sure.
yeah, I think one of the biggest things I was told was make sure you have just a certain direction to go, like a certain type of audience or something like that, and we'll try and stick to that.
Well, what the work?
What the work? So the only other thing I could thing was told as which I have no idea how to do this though. It's like an intro
Oh,
song,
intro, outro. Oh, you mean like
like
yeah.
a little like, well, welcome to What the Work. I don't know. It's like with some music or
you
something
got
like
some
that.
good ones. I'm sure you can come up with something good.
Hey, it's just amazing I could get this going. So.
Do like a little rap or something. A little white boy rap.
Yeah, little what is it? Those free apps where you can like
Oh,
mix
yeah.
music on it or something. So, but no. Well, I think we'll start wrapping up and stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
it's up to you.
it's up to you, Woody, unless you got something else you want to say.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Other
Any
than,
more of the bread business? I want like let's see here.
Trying to think.
Communications degree. What did you think you were gonna do? Let me ask you that.
You know,
What did you want to do when you were younger? How about that?
forever it was play soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
you're,
then
you're
the
always
one-
the soccer one. So.
Yeah, but then once you get older, you're kind of like, not good enough. First of all. But then it's just so far beyond. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't go after that because one of I would say my immediate goal. It was never to be like a professional soccer player, but my immediate goal was, or what I always wanted to do was play in college, and that's what I did. So
You did, yeah.
I achieved my goal.
You got a scholarship from it,
Yeah.
too, right? That's
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, you hear so many stories about people and, I mean, if you look at it that way, like, yes, you're right. It'd be cool to play professionally, make money from it, but at least, at the same time, so many people are graduating with so much debt, and, obviously maybe, I don't know if it paid for all of it or what, a portion, but the fact that it helped out for doing something that you love,
and
how cool is that?
And for me, it helped me get through school.
Yeah.
I mean, because you had the academic advisor, you
get priority
you
for everything.
I wouldn't say it was help, but you had
Resources.
more resources than someone that's just going to school. I think, just kind of handed to you. So that was a really cool aspect too.
Yeah. No, I mean, trust me, if it was possible, ideal job would be professional athlete of some kind because you're doing what you love, you're staying in shape, and
Yeah, see, that's where looking back now, I'm like, I wish I would have just played golf. Like,
right? Because all it takes is a lot more practice to do, really.
Yeah,
So
you can make a lot of money doing that. You don't have to run around all day.
yeah, it takes just one good tournament. Here's all it does: get your name on the thing.
John Daly.
John, grip it and rip. I love that guy, man. Camera always has to pan away from him because he's smoking a cigarette or something.
A cigarette right now.
No, that's honestly one of my favorite. He's got like Hooters sponsorship and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
In a classy kind of environment and everything. But no, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, because you've always been soccer ever since we were what 6, 7 years old or whatever.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
So. But I don't know, I don't know if I'm gonna stay with the bread forever. It's a really cool learning experience, and I do really enjoy it. The learning curve of all the different aspects and just dealing with people.
Yeah.
Well, which is kind of a cool thing, and
I mean,
how you can relate to people and how you can kind of calm people down when they get all worked up. And
you'll be so surprised at how many industries where it's like, people can't talk to people.
yeah,
Like you think that's like a normal kind of thing, and you're right. They literally they're so used to just going to work, doing their thing, whatever it is. They talk to the same two people every day, and you're right. The fact that you can talk to people already.
Well, and so if you're thinking about doing sales or anything like that, I found, because I'm not a real nagging person, but there is a way to do certain sales without being that typical what you'd think of as a salesperson.
Yeah.
If you're personable and you can get along with people and you can follow through and follow up, that's what sales is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's medical devices. What?
Pull a little bit closer. Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't matter if it's medical devices or...
You're good. Just want to make sure it's a little closer.
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
You know what I mean.
No, I totally get you. That's I mean, well, it's both our dads, easy to talk to people and stuff. And, I mean, it goes so much farther when you're, I mean, well, let me ask you this too. You say in sales and stuff. So it almost seems like what you do could have been more of business degree oriented almost kind of thing.
Yeah, but you don't, see the thing is, I'm not like you. I couldn't do a math equation.
Well,
I think I took algebra twice in high school.
Trust me, it makes you feel better. I failed calculus multiple times.
I never took calculus. So.
Fair enough.
That's why I never went the business route.
Yeah.
I think you can learn a lot of that stuff by just doing, and
I
that's
agree.
kind of where I'm at, or with this position that I'm in. A lot of it was very minimal training.
Yeah.
Very minimal. So it's a lot of learning by doing, and you have to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the only, I think, the best way to learn.
Yeah. Well, you think of stay in the food industry, or like, is it something where it's like you can easily take this to somewhere else and like show that you have this experience and like, hey, I've done all this. I don't want to do something food related anymore, like food sales or whatever, but like going to something totally different kind of thing. I feel like what you're doing is very transferable, I guess.
Well, and I think most things are, if you can kind of take a step back and look at it in that sort of way.
Yeah.
I've done marketing,
Yeah.
and different things. So, like, I don't have an exact goal. I have been thinking and looking into a few different things.
Yeah.
But like you said, probably geared a little bit more towards beer.
Hey, it's one thing. There's always gonna be food, but there's definitely always gonna be beer, and it's a growing business right now too.
It's booming. But I have a few ideas too for like some type of movie things.
Yeah.
Without spilling all the beans, like I would like to do something like that, but that wouldn't be, at least in my mind, it wouldn't be something that I'm trying to make money on.
It'll be a
like
side
it wouldn't
thing.
be like a career. Yeah, it would just be a side project.
Like, that's all this is a
Yeah.
no
So
intention
I have
to
a
make
few
money
of
on
those
it.
little ideas, but it'd be fun to, if it
I
works
think
out. If
the
it
hardest
works
thing
out.
to do for those things is just actually start it and commit to it, kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah, well it's like getting the money to do it. Like my buddy and I, we actually had it all kind of planned out. We were looking at space too,
Yeah?
to kind of start a brewery and like a little tap house, but to get the capital to start it.
Well, it's also just being here in California. Like
Oh,
if
that's
we were
tough.
living in Texas or somewhere
Yeah.
else in the Midwest, where you could probably buy a warehouse for not that much expensive, like
Yeah, well,
lot-
it's just
lot
all the
easier to do.
equipment and material,
yeah.
and then you have to go 1 or 2 months. What if the first batch doesn't come out? You got to go 1 or 2 months without any revenue.
That
Like,
is
that's
we-
just the getting off the ground part is the hard.
When I went to Wisconsin a little bit ago, we stopped off at a Three Sheeps Brewery. It's supposed to be like three sheets. Three
Yeah,
sheets
that's
to
what I
the
was
wind.
Gonna, okay, I was
That's
gonna
what
make,
they're
I
a
was
play
gonna
off
make
of.
that joke.
And
Anyways.
that's Three sheets to the wind. But they're a fairly newer one and stuff, and it was good beer and everything. But they were just selling. They literally started by what was it? It was literally like the back of a bar. They let them use like this extra just kind of closet they had to make their own brewery for a little bit, and basically kind of just went from there. Their warehouse that they were in, I think, was like an old Coca-Cola factory or something like that.
Oh, okay, so they probably had some machines to bottle or
Yeah,
something.
which
Yeah.
worked out for them. So like they literally have like a limited access beer that was like in Coca-Cola bottles or
Oh
something
no
like
shit,
that.
that's cool.
Or something like that. It was really cool, and got the little tour and everything like that. But yeah, it just takes a little persistence, start something, just actually a commitment to do it, and then also being saying like, you know what, let's just do it. And then
Well, I mean, I think that's where a lot of really cool things come from, is being that little bit insane. That's how you get it.
and it's hard it is hard to say. I mean, 'cause, I don't know, you're a busy guy. You understand. Like I'm just happy to just see you for one. Like,
I know. When's your birthday? Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Birthday cast.
Thank you. Yeah, just a couple days ago. But yeah, no, I mean, it's funny how busy life gets. Like,
Oh god, it's crazy. Well, jeez, thinking about it, because I was talking about it the other day, and I was like, oh yeah, like my buddy just got married, and then I was thinking about it. When was that?
July, so August, September, October, November. 5 months ago now.
Jeez,
Yeah.
it feels like the other weekend
Yeah.
almost. Like
No, it
it's
feels
crazy.
pretty fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy like that. I mean, right? It's almost 2019 already.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I mean, time flies, and especially when you're busy, and you know it too. Just
Yeah.
with the work,
What the work, man? That's what this
you
is all
freaking get
about.
busy, and that's one of the things you just try and find a way to balance that. And
I think that's what it is, and it's even with like you mentioned, marriage and stuff like that. It's all about finding a balance and stuff, and never getting, overflowing in one thing too much, and being able to have time for yourself as well too. Like, I mean, if you're all about your job and that's what your life is about, go for it and everything. But
yeah, if that's your passion.
But it's a lot easier when playing soccer or playing football is your passion and your job.
Yeah, not that many
And
people
then-
get to do that though.
Yeah. No, you're right, and that's a rare breed of people. There's the beer talking. Rare breed of people that do that. So.
Yeah, actually, one of our friends down in San Clemente was a professional football player for a couple years.
Yeah.
And it's just pretty interesting because he's now has 2 kids and back in his hometown and trying to become a firefighter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. What we heard recently was one of the wineries we go for every year for after it. One of the ones we really like. I don't know if I want to say his name, but he was.
Oh, he was a drummer. Or
He was the
something.
drummer of a
Yeah.
band, and like literally left it just because he didn't want that busy, I guess band moving
Oh,
lifestyle.
you're just living out of a suitcase.
Exactly, which I totally get. And like, I don't know. I don't know how much your dad traveled. My dad traveled about once a month.
My dad's traveling a lot
Is he?
right now. Yeah.
So
I mean,
He-
I think he was home this week, and that's like
that was big.
a lot. Normally, he's at least out 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that's always things to consider with like a job too, like the
Well, that's-
traveling, because
It's kind of why I left one of the beverage jobs I had, the Hanson's,
yeah,
because I was opening up all these different distributorships just nationwide, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I got to go to Rhode Island and a bunch of different crazy little
Wow.
cities.
that was a good one. I mean,
Yeah, so like when I go to like Denver, I already know Denver a little bit because I spent a lot of time there, and it was fun for me because I was single at the time, and I would stay the weekend and snowboard, or just stay the weekend and do whatever.
see, that's awesome. Yeah,
But then at the end of the day, you'd come home, have my dog, and
yeah,
I'm like, why am I paying rent when I'm
Barely
home
here.
a week of the month,
Yeah.
or like
yeah,
a week and a half, and all I'm doing is coordinating who's gonna babysit him, and
Yeah.
like it just kind of got to be old. Even though like I do love the travel aspect, but
Again,
there's a limit, I think. like,
there's a
that you
limit and a
hit.
certain type of person almost for it,
Yeah.
really. Yeah,
And like being single, I think helped.
yeah.
If you're recently married, I don't think you want to be out of the house
Well, that's one
2
thing.
or 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's
Within
one
the-
thing Kyle talked about too, with being the pilot in the first episode too. It's just like his first thing was like, get all your flight hours in and don't have a girlfriend. like literally, because for his profession, it was all about flight hours.
Yeah.
And to get it, you need to work a lot, and to work a lot, you can't have a girlfriend because she's gonna be mad if you're
Well,
not
you're
there.
gonna be
and
just
stuff,
thinking
and-
about all these other different things.
yeah,
and-
exactly. And so I totally get that. Like it's I used to always think, just being younger, like, oh, when Dad goes to business trips, he's enjoying it. He's going to like Buffalo and Florida and stuff. But like the couple times I've traveled for work related stuff, it's like you do your work and then you go in a hotel and
sit in your underwear and drink beer,
then
and you watch
whatever's on and.
you watch Criminal Minds or whatever, or Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, wow, so I understand why he wanted to be home so much more now and everything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's what I mean. Like that's what I was saying. Like it's fun to go out to a city and
yeah,
see some different things, but then you go back and you're by yourself.
yeah, and it's just exactly what you said and stuff like that. It's one thing if you make the most of it, but it's also another thing if you're also working. So this is your money you're making. You can't be just going out and spending it exploring the new city every time you travel
Yeah.
and stuff like that too.
Oh, don't
so.
get me wrong. Like I've literally in Denver, I used to stay every time I went out there. I would stay the weekend and snowboard.
Mhm.
But my company wouldn't pay for my hotel; they'd pay for my rental car.
Mhm.
So I'd sleep in. I would fold down the back seats.
Would you really?
Yeah, and I would get in my snowboard gear, and I would just lay down half in the trunk, half in the thing, and I'd sleep in the parking lot of the hotel that I stayed in all week. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And
I
then just
never
wake
knew
up
that.
really early and drive to the mountain.
Well, that's why I didn't bother you that one time you slept outside in the
Oh yeah.
Kyle's birthday.
Dude, that was a test run for the new sleeping bag. I had to give it a try. It worked. It passed.
The funniest thing is we were right on the other side of the door, and you could have just knocked, but I remember you saying you didn't want to wake anyone up, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that.
I can't remember the exact circumstance, but I was like, this is a good time to try out this sleeping bag.
Yeah.
That I just spent
We
money on.
we all had a cabin, and Chris, what did you? I don't even remember what you went out for. Get something in the car or something like that.
Yeah, and then you guys all locked up and passed out.
Yeah, and then all you had to do was knock on the door, but you were too nice. You just had to didn't want to knock on the door, wake anyone up, and
Had to try it out.
slept outside in like 20, 30 degree weather on the porch.
Oh my gosh,
Good times.
that was so much fun.
Oh man, but yeah, so we'll bread business. So we'll see where it goes from there. Seems like something that you could pretty easily transfer, though. Huh?
Yeah, and that's what I would like to, I don't know, say to some people that maybe don't have everything figured out of a path of what exactly they want to do, whether it's, sales or being a pilot or,
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
whatever.
if you're talking to someone who's like looking to do what you do, what advice would you give them and stuff? Like,
Even if they didn't want to do what I'm doing, or if they wanted to make films for a living or something, is just kind of dive in and learn as much as you can about everything that's in there. One of my favorite sayings is I know a little bit about a lot of things.
yeah, jack of all trades, right?
Well, like I said, dude, I have a weird history of work.
Yeah.
Whether it's some sort of weird plumbing.
Yeah, you have done a lot of it all.
Refinishing wood floors.
Mm-hmm.
I was an electrician for a while.
Yeah. Get shocked ever?
Yeah, I almost died once.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was up on a scissor lift. It was
Really?
fully extended,
Okay.
and I'm standing on top of the scissor lift on the rails, So
Oh,
definitely
gosh.
not like
OSHA
OSHA
regulate.
approved.
I was literally thinking that. What's the Instagram?
OSHA. Is this okay?
Is this
Oh, yeah.
OSHA? Is this okay? Yeah.
It's one of those. And of course, the guy that I'm like working under, he's like, "Oh, I turned off the breaker. You need to change this outlet or whatever thing up there." Snip the wire. I'm not kidding you, Ryan. So many sparks. It was like this whole room filled. Sparks. Everything just went shattered.
Really?
Yeah, I come down. I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like to the guy, like, "You fucking kidding me? You told me it was off." He's like, "Oh my god, my bad." I got my pliers. Those are the things that saved my life. That rubber on them.
Because it was the rubber coated like handles and stuff.
They were in two pieces.
Really?
Like shredded. Like the metal. Like how like scissors would go in like this.
Yeah, where they connect in the middle.
It was like this. Like
just totally broken.
It looked like someone
Oh my god.
like tried to weld it apart or something.
So if you had, we'll say, the pliers that were just straight metal, no rubber
oh yeah, I would
coating.
be dead.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Wow. Was it the wrong wire?
No,
Or
it's the right wire. It was just everything was supposed to be off.
And it wasn't.
Yeah. Because we were moving boxes around and pulling wire and stuff. And
Jeez.
yeah. So I didn't last long there.
that would have scared me out of
Yeah,
there too,
I was
to be
like, yeah,
honest.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
I'm just, probably first of all, the scissor lift being up there. Second of all,
Collect some wire.
yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I think about it too. You have had a lot of different jobs and
Yo,
stuff.
you want to know my favorite? And I told this to someone the other day. And
What was that?
They were like, "No way." I used to work for Abercrombie and Fitch.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think I remember this.
Yeah, in college I worked there for a while.
Really?
Yeah. Folding clothes and shit.
Yeah?
Oh my god, it was the worst.
Well, you said it's your favorite.
Oh no, just my favorite story.
Oh,
Like something that I had done.
That was your favorite.
Yeah, because everyone will be like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, every time I think of people working there, I think they come out just smelling like straight
I
cologne or
can't
whatever
stand.
it is.
I can't stand it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's horrible. I worked at golf courses.
Yeah.
That was probably really fun once where I learned how to juggle.
Yeah?
Hmm
Just,
Hanging out in the cart barn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got the time,
So,
I guess, right?
I don't know. I mean, none of those are like special or anything, but you definitely learn a little thing from everything you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of part of the whole life experience of career and
No, I
you know what you make of it.
I totally agree with that. And you know what? It's weird to think you take, I don't even call it like opportunities and things you've learned in this thing that actually do in a way apply to this thing, which is not in any way related and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Whether it's communication, working with your hands, computer work, handiwork, but it does help out in the end and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I mean, I learned how to upsell people on the smallest, funniest little things, like with plumbing or what have you, and that translates to everything else.
Yeah.
Because every little thing makes you that much more money, or the company more money, or however you want to look at it, and that's kind of how you go forward, especially in a sales position. But
Yeah.
so it's kind of a funny business.
So Chris Wyatt, jack of all trades, huh?
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
But yeah, currently bread sales,
Bread connoisseur.
bread connoisseur and stuff. So
Yeah.
oh, cool. Well,
Gotta feed the dog's gluten issues.
there you go. Yeah. How's your pup doing?
It's good. He hasn't had too many loaves recently.
Your dog he's gonna survive the zombie apocalypse beyond all of us.
Full loaf of bread.
As long as he's got his bread, right?
As long as it's the organic $6 loaf.
He only eats the good stuff, right?
Yeah, if it's gluten free, he won't eat it.
Well, awesome, man. Well, we'll start to wrap up and everything. But at the end, I like to ask everyone, not to be anything, hopefully not weird towards you. Again, I don't think I mentioned it, but you're willing to not answer anything I ever asked. I should have mentioned that in the beginning, I guess. So my bad.
My sex is neutral. haven't declared.
But one of the things I do like to ask for everyone that interested in your position, might want to maybe do something like you're doing or are doing what you're doing. I don't ask exactly your salary, but just give you a range. Are you an A, B, or C category? Where it's A, you make under $50,000 a year. B, where it's between 50 and 100, or C, above 100,000.
B.
B.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And all those things fluctuate. Like you said, there's those good months, bad months.
Yeah.
Good periods, bad periods, and
Totally get that.
so yeah, it's a fun job.
Yeah. Good. Cool, man. Well, start to wrap this up. I really appreciate you. It's always good seeing you, bro.
Yeah, it's always good seeing you.
Yeah, I'm glad we
Enjoy
could
your time.
do this. Thanks for coming on and doing this.
Of course.
Yeah, hope you weren't too
No.
weirded out by it. I know
No.
it's kind of cool just
Yeah.
talking, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe when I get a new job, if I get a new job, I
Hey.
mean, I'm still
I'll bring you back
I'm
every
still working for my company for life. But if I do get a new job,
if that ever
I'll
happens,
have to come back.
I'll bring you
And
back
I'll
for a
tell
new
you,
one. and
I'll tell you
stuff.
what other weird shit I learned.
There you go. I mean, the goal is to not repeat jobs on here. So if you keep having a new job every month, hey, I'll bring you on every month if
I
you
hope
want.
I don't have to do that. You can only watch so many of those like training videos.
Yeah.
From 1989.
Yeah, no, I get you. So, well, Chris, appreciate you bringing on. Yeah, well, there's the beers again. Appreciate you bringing on here and everything. And again, for everyone listening, if you have a unique or even just a job we haven't covered yet, we'd love to have you on. Just let us know. And thanks again for listening to What the Work. Have a good one.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, thanks.